This is the Lexus UX, the most fashionable self-charging hybrid there is. It has 2 batteries and a 2-litre petrol engine. You can drive at up to 71 miles an hour on electric power alone. But best of all, 50% of your total driving in one of these will be without the engine.
When I see one of these in my rearview mirror, I am very impressed. I constantly look twice. I think, are we 200 years in the future? This is a beautiful thing. So let's just put this out there. This and the Jaguar E-Pace, best looking SUVs on the market today in that mini segment.
From the inside, you'll be cocooned in craftsmanship, noticeably better than nearly everyone. A great environment to contemplate your company car tax savings, or if you're not a company, how little petrol you're using. Like the E-Pace though, there are a couple of reasons to say, but despite this amazing interior and the opulence and perforated leather and these 2 useful USBs here, there isn't that much room because of the batteries. Kids fine, adults good for short journeys. Same story here. This boot is 36% smaller than a BMW X1 and 30% smaller than an XC40. You might even struggle with a week's shopping in there. All of that though is all about to diminish and be completely insignificant because we're about to drive this, and there are lots of hybrids on the road, but nobody does a hybrid better than Lexus because they're the best at it. They are a bit. Being the best at things always comes at a price. Options for this are expensive. 0 to 60, 8.5 seconds, real miles to the gallon, 52, and CO2s are 94. Lexus are also famous for being the most dependable cars on the planet too.
If you don't believe me about the reliability, well, I asked an Uber driver the other day, I said, what is it with you and these hybrids? And he said simply this: economy, reliability, and peacefulness. There you go. That's all you need to know. He also said something about Sadiq Khan.
You can have front-wheel drive or a 4-wheel drive version, which you might not need, but it does come with some of my favourite features in a car. For free: dynamic radar cruise control, lane keeping assist, a reverse camera, automatic high beam, and pre-crash safety.
Essentially then, this will prepare or prevent an accident. So what will happen is it will tighten the seatbelt and it will take over the braking for you by detecting that you've hit the brake very fast. A bit like the Mercedes-Benz system. What it won't do though is absolutely stop for you, and it won't always look out for obstacles, like perhaps you get standard in a Volvo. That's disappointing. You can't have all that, but it is in an additional pack. It also doesn't do Apple CarPlay in the UK, contrary to all of these huge press releases that went out last year. Oh, we're going to do Apple CarPlay. No. Well, they are in America. If you're watching in the US, that's great, isn't it? You can have Apple CarPlay. Or Japan, not in England. What is wrong with England? Don't answer that.
Until they roll it out like Jaguar did, you operate the system using a mouse type trackpad thing. It's not the most beautiful or easy to use system, but, and this is important for context, nor are many of the systems in other cars. In fact, bar BMW, almost every car on the planet has something wrong with its onboard infotainment. For that reason, pulling out of the UX just because it's harder to listen to a podcast means you'll be missing out on all the good stuff. Right, now that all hybrid electric cars will soon all need to be fitted with sound devices for pedestrian safety, I wanted to modify mine appropriately for safety for this next bit in town. To save you time, I also learned that the UX is cheaper per month on Leasing.com than an X2, an X3 and a Q2, none of which have that radar cruise we mentioned earlier on.
And to be fair, they don't have this unique driving experience because for me, for my monthly payment, I want something as novel as possible. And you wouldn't get as bored with one of these as you might in an ordinary car, because this is unique. You feel all elite in it. So what I'm doing now is driving in what I call stealth mode. Acoustic windscreen cuts down the noise, and we're in electric mode, which the car kind of cleverly decides for you, which is very good. And I like the idea that this is kind of futuristic in an old-fashioned town, yeah? And we're talking about the future of car finance. See, now when you pull off you just get these lovely words. Thank you. Didn't even hear me, didn't even know I was there. Now what this actually reminds me of is one of my favourite cars. Now you're going to hate me for saying this. Same company, Prius, right? No, because if you just want to go on short journeys, there's nothing wrong with the Prius. It's good. And before you unsubscribe, Matt Damon's got one.
One of my highlights is the driving position. Whilst not particularly high, it is one of the best there is. That and the way it steers. Oh, and the steering wheel itself. That's my new second favourite, by the way. Not sure about the decision to put run flats on this. Kind of counterproductive for such a quiet car.
This is the softest visor I've ever felt. And there's a little indentation here as well, which is nice. You know when you go to a car park and you take the ticket and you always put it in your mouth? Why'd you put it in your mouth? Put it on the seat or put it in there. Lexus. What's that? You want to put something in the storage? No problem. Just put it, if you're a passenger, on that side. Look at that, eh? What do I want to put in? Oh, I can put something in that way. Very good. Craftsmanship. 2 more USBs in there and a jack. 4 ISOFIX points. Well, 2 basically in the back. Yeah, good. Right, more driving, more EV mode. Like many cars today, this is an awful lot cheaper in some cases to lease than it is to actually buy. And if you don't believe me, well, you can have a look on the website and see for yourself. The interesting thing is, though, what you'll be getting for your money will be maybe one of the most innovative and progressive cars in this space, certainly the most unique anyway. I don't care about things like 0 to 60 and all that kind of stuff. All I care about is craftsmanship, customer service, brand ethos, and feeling smart like I've chosen the right car.
If you look at all the drivers of these cars when you're out and about, they all do seem to be smart themselves. Software engineers, eye surgeons, vets even. I mean, vets are intelligent. You can take any animal to a vet, even a horse. Anyway, so here's to design, quality, and not being like everyone else. Here's to Lexus UX, ladies and gentlemen, an exceptional achievement. Which, in Japanese, is... What? We've run out of time? Oh, okay, never mind.